Are there some that relate to us personally? Like, do we have our own personal symbols?
Yes. And most of them will be expressed as a combination of some of the symbols we have given you. Learning how to connect them to form your own sigil, your own emblem, your own badge is also part of the process, part of the fun. So play with them, mix and match after you've done the first 3 days in the order in which they come. Start to play with them. As we said, let your imagination be your guide.
Okay.
All right?
I have time for one more question.
Well, that was a question, so I guess you did.
Okay. Another one.
Oh, all right.
When you talk about finding or following your highest excitement, is there a way to better to have yourself be more sensitive to what your highest excitement is? Basically, what I find is that I find it hard to tune myself to which option is the most exciting.
If you have made a true assessment that two options seem to have equal excitement, it is very rare that both options would actually have equal capability of you taking action on them to the same degree. Take action on the one you can take the furthest.
Oh.
All right?
Yes.
That's it.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Good morning, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I noticed right away when I was looking at the symbols that although I confess I don't have a profound familiarity with Native American pictographs, I've seen enough to think that these symbols, some of them bear a striking resemblance to the pictographs.
Don't they, though? They also bear a striking resemblance to other things, but we will see who can suss that out.
Well, these symbols are also found heavily in the designs of Tibetan rugs,
Yes.
woven rugs, for example.
Yes. Anything else?
Well, would you like to say a little bit about that, please?
Well, obviously, individuals on your planet who have allowed themselves to become more fully aligned in their true selves will obviously have the capability of accessing these symbols.
Well, could it also be that there was visitation long, long ago and they were left?
Yes. Did I not already say that at least one path, one place on the path through which these were handed down were those beings that you call those that issue from the Sirius star system?
Right.
So yes, that too.
Can you explain? I think some people here have heard this more than I have. Would you elucidate a little bit about something you said just before you opened the questions about after 2012 the quarantine is lifted, and then something about not being allowed to commute? I didn't get
Yes.
that.
The idea is that for quite some time, your planet, with respect to our civilizations, the extraterrestrial civilizations that are here to assist you in your transformation, your planet, in a sense, has been in a kind of a hands-off policy. Non-interference directive, I believe you call it. So that you may be allowed to receive information, but not in such a manner that we would in any way really strongly affect the way in which you wish to apply that information. So we've been holding back, keeping ourselves at a distance to not force you to believe in us or anything we have to say. We have kept this hands-off policy to allow you to evolve in your own way according to your own choices. You follow?
Yes.
I believe that in many of your science fiction scenarios, this is referred to as the prime directive. Do not interfere with a society that is not ready to face a spacefaring society. a holistic society. Let them get to a point where they are ready for such contact before you engage them more fully. You follow?
Yes.
But as of that date, that quarantine, that hands-off policy is at an end. So the idea of contact from that point forward will not be based on our policies. It will be solely based on your world's expression of readiness for more open contact. Nothing will prevent us from making that contact on our end after that date. It is thus then totally in your hands after that date. You follow?
Yes.
Now, again, it doesn't mean that the next day there are going to be ships landing all over your planet. It simply means that it is up to the collective consciousness of your world and certain bubble reality groups within it to determine the rate at which you accelerate toward a timing where you allow for contact to occur. Most importantly, of course, in that allowance would be the agreed upon recognition that there is actually somebody out here to contact. You follow?
Yes.
Because most of your people that are, in your terms, put in positions to be responsible for you, deny our existence. So, even though most of the people on your planet know we exist, the people that you have put in place in what you call your governments are relatively reluctant to allow that knowledge to come out. You have to determine why that may be so and allow yourselves to know you are your governments. And when you express a true unified desire to interact with the life that is out here, we will not hesitate to interact with you in more open and bolder ways. But until such time, we are leaving it up to you to let us know when that time is at hand. Well, is it now? Let me again refresh your memories. Back to what you call your year of 1997 and the incident now known as the Phoenix Lights. 10,000 plus witnesses saw a large craft pass over your state of Arizona. How many people in your society still don't know that even occurred? How many of your news broadcasters still don't talk about it? How many people still don't discuss it openly and still question whether it even happened at all? To this day, we would say, you're not ready. You follow? All right.
Yes, but isn't this due to? I mean, we know that that our corporate media is heavily controlled, and
controlled by whom?
By the heads of the corporations.
Which are what?
Well,
the
elite governing body that has so much to say.
They are people like you. Do not make them they and you us. You are all they. You are all us. Be your governments. Express what you truly prefer. If you wish to make changes, then unify and make them. If you wish to express what you prefer your governments to do, express it. As we said last night of your time, when the people lead, the leaders will follow. So lead the way. There is no us and them except as an illusion you have created on your planet. Don't succumb to the idea of giving your power away to others. Take your power back in a positive and constructive and loving way. And let those people know that you recognize they are only acting out of the fear they have inherited from all of you. They are expressing the fear that such contact would be detrimental to your society. Educate them as you educate yourselves. Work together. Form new partnerships. Teach them that it can be a very positive, expanding, constructive thing for everyone. Teach them there is no such thing as lack. Teach them that there is enough for everyone so they will not have to operate out of fear. Teach them that change can be positive. If you know these things to be true, do not sit back. Be those people. Be they, be us. You follow?
Oh, yes.
Well then, there you go. Will that do?
Yes, I have.
Yet, you are hesitant.
No, not about that.
All right, about what?
I had one more question.
Yes. Then what is your hesitation?
Well, it's not exactly on this topic. It's close.
So you are trying to sneak it in.
Only with your permission.
Well, we will allow close.
Thank you. When I was in an ancient area of New Mexico a few years ago, I was close to some remarkable looking cliffs that were that had such towering shapes that they almost seemed to have been fashioned by intelligences that were very, very, very powerful. And while I was just contemplating them, suddenly I became aware that inside of them there were crystalline shapes, vertical constructions of crystalline forms.
You are looking into another dimension. They do not exist in your physical reality. And the shaping of those things takes its shape from the intelligence of the collective consciousness of your entire planet. So you are seeing that which is shaped by your own world, by your own collective consciousness, and looking into different levels and different depths of it, and what is formed by your consciousness in different dimensional planes, as represented by that form in your reality.
Well, what came to me, and I wondered if I'd simply imagined it, was that these, what appeared to me to be crystalline forms, each one of them seemed to have an attunement to a different planetary system. They were like transmitters almost, and they were almost channeling that planetary energy down into our planet.
This is what vortices are. They are crystalline compactions that are vibrationally tuned to a multitude of dimensionalities. You are standing in a vortex.
Great.
All right.
All right.
Now, also, that is also how these circuits can also function. As we have said, they can function in such a way as to allow neurological rearrangement to create little crystalline patterns in your brain due to the fact that you are now creating more and more silica in your bodies to allow you to become more sensitive receivers, more sensitive antennas, and they can allow the neurological changes to create little crystalline patterns right in your brains that are more attuned to multidimensional realities. You will each become more strongly, not that you're not already, but more strongly your own little mobile vortices, and can thus tap into any other major vortex in that way and truly see into other dimensions the patterns that are there that represent the way in which you relate to other dimensions of reality. So thank you.
In order to support this process, is there anything that we could do to enhance it with diet or nutrition?
Of course. Anytime you lighten yourselves up in any way, shape, or form, you make yourselves more receptive to higher frequency energies, because then your body can handle them, can process those higher frequency energies. So that is why we always strongly urge detoxification of the system and the ingestion of a very light diet of the most natural organic things possible, so that you maintain a very light framework and a very light antenna that is capable of processing higher frequencies. So yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you having fun?
Yes.
All right, just checking.
Greetings, Bashar.
And to you, good day. Speak up.
Would you please expand when you said that the physical mind receives the download from
No, the brain receives.
Well,
the physical mind perceives.
Okay.
The higher mind conceives.
All right. How is that all related when Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is within?
You are all that is. Everything you need is accessible within yourself. All information, all energy, all knowledge, because you are an aspect of creation, an aspect of God. You understand?
Yes.
So everything you need is accessible within your own consciousness, within your own framework. And that the outside, what you call the outside, is just an illusion. So he was reminding you that the outside is nothing but a reflection. Everything actually is accessed from within. Outside is nothing more than a reflection in a mirror. When you look at a reflection in a glass mirror and you see your face in that mirror, if your reflection is frowning, you don't go over to the reflection in the mirror and attempt to make the reflection smile. You must change the smile on your face. You must change within. But when you do, the reflection will also smile back.
Yes.
That is what is meant by that.
Okay.
You understand?
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
You also mentioned that after the 2012, we crossed the threshold where we tip the scale to a more positive
Yes.
than negative. And I just
Yes.
want to know, because
There will be slightly more positive energy than negative after that date in your collective world.
because what I came to think that maybe perhaps we are awakening more, that we are part of
Yes.
that oneness.
Yes.
Well, that's what you mean.
Yes.
But by tipping the scale, right?
More of you, enough of you are aware of that, are more aligned with that idea that you are one. And that number of you that becomes aware of that is now sufficient after that date to tip the scale.
All right.
And from there, it can help accelerate it, snowball it to more and more spiraling positive energy.
Okay, thank you. And how can I be more of a guidance or an example when I see children that they are so exciting playing
Yes.
those violent games or watching even the Disney Channel, where sometimes it doesn't seem to be very
Turn
positive.
the issue around and start rewarding them for creating and constructing positive community rather than destruction. They are now being rewarded for creating destruction. Reward them for creating construction. Remind them that if they really wish to express power, true power is in creating. It takes no power to destroy.
Okay.
You can have a stack of blocks. It takes more power to build the stack than it does to push it over. You understand?
Yes.
So you can begin to teach them and reinvent games that entrain them to understand that they will be more rewarded and more expansive in their abilities by being rewarded for creating and building connection and community than by destroying and disassembling in that way. You follow?
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank
right.
you very much.
Yes.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Wanted to ask about my mom.
One moment. As a continuation of the response to the last question, you can also remind the children that everything is one, and that when they, in that sense, attack something else, they are also attacking themselves, because they are depriving themselves of access to something that they may need in order for them to sense their own completeness. All right? All right. Proceed.
Thank you. My mom has emotionally broken herself down, and she's building herself back up
Oh, all right.
as a new person.
Yes.
And she's on a few different medications.
Yes.
And she would love to be off of them.
Oh, all right.
And I'm wondering, with these circuits, is that something that would help?
It can, again, along with the idea of thorough detoxification of the system and the ingestion of those things that would add the appropriate nutrients into the system to allow for better alignment and more capability of the body to heal itself in a variety of ways, and more capability to receive higher energies that can also assist in that healing.
And on my end, I get to be very pushy in my...
You do not need to be pushy.
How can I help her without being pushy?
By simply setting an example and offering suggestions and offering ideas and techniques as we offer them to you. We do not push these things on you. We simply offer them as gifts and opportunities and help by explaining them to you and offer suggestions for how they can be used. But we also love you unconditionally enough to allow you to make the choice to not use them at all.
Okay. Thank
and
you.
it is by that offering that we actually allow the best opportunity and the best vibration for you to finally choose to do what is most beneficial for yourselves. Because by insisting that you do it a certain way, by insisting that you take our advice, we are only then feeding your negative energy. Because we are giving you negative energy of our own. You understand?
Absolutely. My other question is about out of body.
Yes.
I've taken some classes, and because my energy shifts really quickly, and when I need to get out of my body, I have to be at complete still.
Yes.
It always starts from my right hip.
Yes.
I start to leave, but because I get excited, I bring myself back in.
Oh, all right.
Is there some kind of stuck energy on my right hip that I can release so I can do this?
Why
more?
not go out of your left?
It just happens that way. I don't try to.
What is it you get excited about?
I'm just a very excited person. My energy, my frequency shifts really fast.
Yes.
So it's just an exciting feeling that I feel when it starts to leave.
Being that you are operating on that frequency, how do you know you haven't actually made the whole trip and just experienced yourself leaving and coming back?
I don't.
Think about it that way and see what happens.
Okay.
It will alter your perception sufficiently to allow you more cognizance of the trips you actually are taking, but you're only perceiving the beginning and the ending of.
Wow.
You see, you have an assumption.
Yes.
That the trip must be experienced within a certain kind of time frame, when in fact that kind of a trip actually takes no time at all.
Okay.
So by allowing yourself to know the trip has actually been taken and that you're only experiencing the beginning and ending of it when you come back, you'll begin to allow yourself to recollect the details of the experience out of your body.
Oh, wow.
All right?
One last question. I thank you. Yesterday when you were speaking with a lady who needs to move to Santa Monica,
Yes.
you were talking about a window of opportunity that opens up when you start to move energy towards a certain manifestation.
Yes.
And if I have access to every reality possible, why should that window ever close?
The idea is that, yes, you all fundamentally, potentially have access to all realities possible, but you really only access the ones that are in probability relatively relevant to the reality that you're experiencing here, because you don't need the ones that are not immediately relevant. So even though you have a connection, you don't necessarily download information from all possible realities, because a lot of that information simply isn't relevant.
Okay, so you do actually open up a window of opportunity when you start running energy.
Yes.
Towards a certain, and then at some point it ends, like that window closes.
Those windows are relatively finite to give you the opportunity to learn from them and adapt to them in a certain way. It is entirely possible for an individual to open up a window and then close that window without having taken any advantage that was offered in that window and come to the end of the life without actually having acted on that opportunity.
So how can I recognize when a window has closed so I can move on to another, creating another
That happens
manifestation?
automatically if you are following your highest joy.
Okay.
You understand?
To a
If
certain
you are
degree.
not following your highest joy, you will also understand when opportunities have, in a sense, passed you by.
Yes.
You will find that your reality will simply rearrange itself to allow for a different kind of perspective and a different kind of timing to afford you a different kind of window in another timing. These things are automatically driven by your highest vibration, because it is the automatic organizer of your life.
Thank you.
Thank you. So synchronicity will show you when the windows are opened or closed.
Okay.
It will be based on what happens in those windows. For example, in the case that you are referring to with that other woman, the idea is that in that timing she sought our advice. We offered our suggestion and thus represented to her at that moment the opening of the window. In her decision to not act on that advice, it started, in a sense, a clock that began to tick to where the window began to close slowly. Her reality showed her that the window was closing by the synchronicity in her life, creating situations where she was forced to not be able to stay where she said she wanted to stay. So even though she didn't move where we suggested to, she could not stay in the place she wanted to stay by the synchronicity in her own reality, which showed her that there was a finite amount of time to act upon that window. Because the more she refused to move from that spot for a variety of reasons she created, the deeper, in a sense, her struggle became. You understand?
Yes.
And it is the depth of that struggle, the increasing depth of that suffering, that showed her that the window of opportunity was closing and narrowing and tightening. So, not letting herself get to the end of that window, she once again came into discussion with us to allow us to remind her of the opportunity and that the window hadn't yet completely closed, but that it had almost closed. So her higher self gave her the opportunity to recognize, again through synchronicity, when the end of the window was approaching by having that dialogue with us.
Okay.
So those kinds of things will occur in your reality to show you exactly where those windows are and how long they last.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'd like to thank you for this gift today.
We thank you also for allowing us to share.
I had a question regarding the circuitry that you're sharing with us today.
Yes.
As we do these exercises, as you outlined earlier.
Yes.
And we're rewiring our brain.
Yes.
When it comes to the actual water itself, the water molecules in the brain, is that also changing the informational panels?
All of it is changing. The chemistry is changing. The physiology is changing. The electrical patterns are changing. All of it is changing.
So as we change these patterns...
Remember that it's happening that way all the time. Every thought you have changes the neurological wiring of your brain, the chemical constituency of your brain, the electromagnetic patterns of your brain. Every thought changes the wiring. It's just that these circuits are designed to change it according to a specific focus, to crystallize certain ideas in a certain way. But you're always changing the wiring. We're just taking advantage of that plasticity to allow you to know you can imprint certain patterns within that plasticity that do have some degree of duration, in the sense that you can learn how to constantly recreate that pattern in the new you and enhance that pattern in specific ways in the constant new you that you are becoming.
Okay.
So you're not learning how to rewire your brain. You are learning how to rewire your brain in a certain way that creates a certain kind of continuity in the new yous you create every moment, to enhance your ability to expand your awareness of who you really are and what you really are as a creator.
So as we focus on these diagrams,
Yes.
what I'm feeling is what we're actually really doing is moving or realigning the circuits within our brain that are more in alignment with the core fundamental frequency, unconditional love of energy.
Yes.
What is the fundamental frequency of unconditional love of energy that as it translates into our reality?
That is simply the nature of existence itself.
So it cannot be translated into an actual frequency. If we were to try to look at that frequency of vibrational frequency.
Well, I do not believe you actually have a number named that high in your language.